So, if you just joined us, you've joined the online service for today for Unity of Farmers Branch. If you're from out of town, you might not know that we are all iced in here in Texas. So this is Reverend Melinda Wood Allen coming to you live from my living room so that we might join together in community even though we are physically distant. So one of the things that we like to do every week to remind ourselves of why we come, of why we're here, of why we practice our spiritual practice is to say our vision and mission statements together. Jordan is going to put that in the chat so you can say with me, our vision. At Unity of Farmers Branch, we see a world fully transformed through the spiritual awakening of all humanity to the one love that we are. And the way we see that come true is by practicing our mission. We are an inclusive spiritual community, teaching unconditional love, inspiring personal transformation, celebrating diversity, and engaging in compassionate action for the greater good of all. That's who we are. That's why we're here. That's why we're here today. So, our reading for today is from a letter by John Welshans, Ramananda John Welshans, beautiful meditation teacher that I met in New Jersey and have followed since. He says, Neem Karoli Baba used to say, it's all perfect. Can't you see it's all perfect? To our human minds, that statement can seem absurd. Much of the time, our human minds perceive this world to be a mess. But what if it is all perfect? What would that mean? It would mean that there is nothing out of order, that everything is happening lawfully, according to what we would call divine or universal law or karma. Perhaps at the highest level of consciousness, everything is perfect. And that would suggest that there is perfection in our human experience as well. And part of that perfection is that our human hearts hurt when we see and feel the suffering, cruelty, and unconsciousness that seem rampant on our planet. At the deepest level of spiritual truth, what we call God has no opinions. It is infinite, unified light. There is nothing that exists outside that light, outside of God, outside of the One. That light manifests in the world of form as love, pure, unconditional, infinite love, love that cannot be withheld. It flows like sunlight flows from the sun, shines on everyone and embraces everything and everyone. We are literally one. Love is the route back home, the route to the One. So try to see this physical universe as an ongoing theatrical production, a divine play or melodrama orchestrated by the one light. Within this realm, there is duality, apparent darkness and light, good and evil, kindness and cruelty, generosity and greed, good guys and bad. But we are all just playing the roles we were cast in. None of us is who we are pretending to be. Even the conflicts, disagreements, rifts, and wars are just the unfolding of light in form, or the karmic unfolding of today's performance. When the curtain comes down and the performance is over, we can all go back to our true identity as the One. Try to remember that behind all of the shouting and disagreeing, behind all the fear and confusion, the people we are opposing are at the deepest spiritual level just exactly the same as we. In fact, they are not the same. There is only one of us. So don't take it all so seriously. Play your part impeccably, but remember this is just a role you have been cast in. If you are blessed to be cast in the role of a good guy, be thankful that you may be given the opportunity to be a greater reflection of the one light. but know that the downside is your heart will hurt. And your hurting heart is part of this perfection. When your hurting heart impels you to speak out and act to bring more kindness and harmony to the world, that is perfect too. Sing a song by Kirtana called I Am. Before the body, before the story, before the name, beyond the mind's attempt to find or explain, before the breath, beyond the sense of pleasure or of pain. Oh, and after death, I am. Within the heart, the whole and part of everything I see. Behind the eyes, beyond disguise, reflecting me. At the silent core, and yet before phenomena began. Oh, and after it, I am. Many differences separate us on the surface, yes. But I cannot find a boundary in consciousness. And if you ask me, where does awareness begin and does it end? I have to say, I've always been. Within the body, without the body, not subject to changing moods or states of health or points of view. And without needs, before the deeds and the monuments of man. Oh, and after them, I am. Many differences separate us on the surface, yes. But I cannot find a boundary in consciousness. So if you ask me, where does awareness begin and does it end? Oh, I have to say, I've always been. silent call, and yet before phenomena began, oh, and after it, and after it, I am. So that's part of what we're talking about today, about reading and that song. Before and after and all during, I am. The I am endures. The I am is the ultimate truth of who we are. And we live in these human bodies in a relative truth. So my title of the talk for this morning is Transcend and Include. And the reason for that, it's a word that's used in spiritual philosophy today, or a phrase, but the idea of transcend and include means we don't jump over our humanness because being divine is better. We may transcend the things that our humanness is calling us to do that may be out of line with our divine self, but we include all of that. We're not divine instead of human. We are divinely human. So there is in each of us this I amness. And so our task here on earth is to hold this truth, this I amness, which can take a step back from all the stuff that's going on, from our own lives even. Take a step back from us to witness it, to hold this I amness, to know that there is beyond all of this, beyond pain, beyond death, beyond phenomena, beyond human life, this divine energy that is the I am and that expresses through us as the I am. And honor, completely honor, not try to throw away or be ashamed of or transcend or get out of our humanness. I would say if you are here, you are in a body. And if you're in a body, that's what you're here for. So it's not instead, it's not the I am instead of the human, it's both and. It's the witness that watches the human ego, that doesn't get involved, that doesn't necessarily believe the story, even though in our human selves we are involved. The I am is the blue sky that is above and behind all the clouds, and the clouds rolling through, sometimes beautiful, cumulus, fluffy clouds, sometimes terrible, broiling storm clouds, sometimes something in between. Those clouds are our human life. So does the sky exist without the clouds? No, the clouds are part of the sky, and yet the clouds cannot change the truth of the steady blueness of the sky. They can only obscure for a while, and they all come to pass through. So that phrase, it came to pass, that is every happening in our human lives. It came to pass. And we're here to not judge, to observe that witness part of us, to watch the human ego, not to judge it, but to observe it, to expand on it, to expand our humanity. It's not an either or. And if we were to live in only the I am, which I don't know anybody who does or could while inhabiting a human body, I think Jesus definitely came close. I think so did the Buddha. There may be other enlightened masters who were able to reach that I am even while they're in the human bodies. But also, all of those master teachers said to us, no, you have the I am too. You can know it too. You don't have to die to know it. You can know it here and now. But if we're only in the I am, if we're so much in the I am that we go, well, it doesn't really matter what's going on in this world, and it doesn't really matter that my arm is broken, and it doesn't really matter that my loved one is ill, it doesn't really matter then that's cold. And that's not what the I am is saying. The I am is not that it doesn't matter. The I am is saying that it doesn't ultimately affect the divinity of the whole. There is within you an intuitive heart that knows it all. And it is the divine joining with the human where this heart lives that knows every pain of everyone, every loneliness, every jealousy, every longing, also every beauty, every exquisite joy, all peace, all creativity, all perfection of everything, that holds the perfection of everything, even as it holds the pain of all of that. The only way to exercise, for us to exercise that part, that heart of the divine, that beautiful intuitive heart that knows it all, that knows all of the beauty and all of the pain, is through our individual human lives. Our individual, your individual needs and talents and points of view, including your blind spots. We're here to manifest that divine life right here, right now, through these vehicles. And so there's nothing wrong with these vehicles. There's no blame, there's no shame. We're at different points in evolution, for sure, in different parts of us, maybe a lot more evolved than other parts of us. But in understanding our one life, we start to understand the lives of others who are also on their own path. I'm on my own path. I don't know where my blind spots are because I'm blind to them. I know some of the things that I am working on that I wish weren't a part of me, other things that I feel pretty good about, other things that I'm judging myself for, other things that I'm afraid of. Just like every other human on the planet, we all experience this. And yet, I truly believe that there is that within me that is not judging, that is beyond that, that is holding and embracing all of it, that I am not wrong to be wrong. Let's take that for a minute. I'm not wrong to be wrong. It is right in this human life to have some wrongness and to learn from that. We're here to manifest the divine life right here, right now. And if that is true of us, our one lives, and each other, your one life, is it possible that it is true of the whole planet? That when we look at our planet as a whole, we are evolving. There are parts of us that are manifesting beauty and perfection so wonderfully. And there are parts of us that are manifesting our shame, that are manifesting our fear, our belief in our own brokenness. There are parts of us that are manifesting our pain. All of it is there. And that is part of our evolution. Because if you're only in the I am, that feels really cold. Well, it's karma. Who cares? But if you're only in the human, you get caught up in the rules. You get caught up in the roles you're playing. You get caught up in the pain, in the passion. You believe that that is the final truth of who you are. And then all your energy goes to avoiding what you don't want and seeking what you do want. And you see, there's no peace to be found here, because in this human life, you will never get all the things you want and avoid all the things you don't want. We're occupying, even if you were able to do that for yourself, here you are occupying the planet with 7.5 or so billion other people who are also manifesting from their points of view. And yet there is this oneness that is perfection. So if we know this oneness, participate in this human life, which includes feeling the pain, which includes trying to make the pain better when we can. When we can do that, then we are truly living the life of God on earth. You have to participate in your role. But if you only participate and you don't witness also from the I am, then you begin to identify with your role. That's the danger. You think this is all I am. This is all I am. This pain, this life, I woke up this morning, here's what's going on. That's all there is. And that, my friends, when you look around this particular world and what's going on right now, can be extremely depressing. It can make you paralyzed to do anything. And yet, standing back in the, oh, well, it's all okay. It's all okay. Well, it doesn't feel okay to the humans here. It doesn't feel okay. Therefore, when you truly understand who you are, divine and human, then your heart is open enough and you are in touch with the human enough and the divine enough to take the steps that you can take to alleviate the suffering of the world. And you never know what that's going to look like. When you bring your humanity into the I am, it expands to allow it all. To allow, yes, this world is doing what it's doing. I'm not going to pretend it's not. And then I have the freedom to do what I can do. And I can connect to the larger. I can feel in the heart. I can know what's yours to do. I can know what's mine to do. You can know what's yours to do. And sometimes what's ours to do isn't the grand gesture. I think for some people it is. But do you understand that your recovery from a single addiction affects the whole? Your ability to understand that there is a deeper heart in you so that you approach the world with more kindness and more love. You have no idea the ripples that sends out. We all have a unique part to play, and no one can tell you what that part is, but you can certainly ask, pray, what is mine to do when I feel the pain of this world? And I feel the pain of this world. I breathe. I do my best not to run away and escape from it, not to immediately distract or fall into addiction or habit, to put my mind somewhere else, but to feel the pain of the world, to witness it, but to witness it not only from my humanity, but from my divinity, to know that this too shall pass. And when I'm able to do that, then I ask, what is mine to do? Here and now, on planet Earth, what is mine to do? And there are answers. There are answers when we get quiet. And the answers of what is mine to do usually involve, what are my gifts? What are the talents and skills I bring to the world? How can I use them? So the question, what is yours to do, when you ask yourself that, the answer is going to be tied to what you're good at, to what you are, what role you're playing in life right now, what part you've been cast in. I don't know what your part is. I know what my part is. So, even at your very worst, okay, we try to, those of us who are here, we have some inkling of this consciousness that is behind the humanness, no matter how embroiled in the humanness we might get. At our worst, at our most blind, at our most, I don't care, I don't care. I'm just going to eat my chocolate and drink my beer and the world just needs to go away. You know, whatever it is that we do to hide from life. Even when we're at the very worst of our humanness, there is a little bit of consciousness witnessing. You are not completely unconscious or you wouldn't be here. And yet, there may be those on this planet, there may be a preponderance of people on this planet who are not yet conscious. And so your consciousness, your very consciousness, is your gift to the planet. And so to not back away, to not go back to sleep once you have the tiniest bit of awakening, to not push it away, but to see how the immediacy of what is enriches every moment. To see how the struggle and the strife of the world actually enriches our ability to bring peace into the moment. To see how your individual life is unfolding in a perfect line. So I'm going to use this, I'm going to use myself as an example. So this is transcend and include, not just the whole world, the I am, including the humanity, but each of us individually, this is true. So I think about one of the ways to look at that is, would I say that 59-year-old Reverend Melinda, I have that title in front of my name. I must be a very good person, right? Much better person than 20-something-year-old Melinda, right? She was desperately codependent, people pleaser, manipulative. I hate to admit that, but yeah. I felt like my life depended on the people in my life approving of me, so I would do whatever possible to get them to approve of me. I was managing, I was martyring myself. Do I reject that young Melinda? Do I say, that's not me, I've transcended that? Or do I include her? I am the same person, with that same soul, with the same goal, on the same journey. And how would I ever be Reverend Melinda if I had never been that girl in that caught in that particular pattern of pain, of confusion, of insecurity, of hunger, of craving, of self-centered fear? We all experience that, and there is always the possibility to grow. So that particular pain that I experienced that brought me to the particular destructive behavior to myself, to my family, to the people who loved me, to my sanity, brought me into enough pain that I was able to seek a different way. If I hadn't been in pain, if it had been bearable, I probably wouldn't have changed anything. And so I found new thought. I found 12 steps. I found greater, open, loving spirituality that eventually, through lots of trial and error, through my failures, through my mistakes, through all the detours I took, through all the wrong roads that I was on, I got to where I am today, which is not perfect by any means. And yet I do understand that I am living on a higher level of consciousness. I have more of an awareness of what's really going on, which allows me to behave more kindly to the world than I had when I was in my 20s. And yet, I don't reject that Melinda. I'm not ashamed of her. I am her. I am that sad, fearful, manipulative girl. She's in there. I never kicked her out. I just gave her love, told her it was okay. And now we both, or all of us, all of the Melindas of my lifetime, all live in here. And we're all free from our former suffering behavior. So I don't have to reject what went before. I can transcend it, but I include and embrace it all. That wasn't like, oh, I wish that hadn't happened. Oh, no. The only way for me to be where I am now is for that to have happened, and I am so grateful. We don't become divine by getting rid of our humanity, but by encompassing and embracing the good, the bad, and the ugly. Just as what Ram Dass likes to say is, it's the curriculum. You're in school, why not try taking the curriculum? We try to skip over it. We try to test out of it. We try to pretend it's not there, but what if we actually just knuckle down and take the curriculum, which is today? What is life presenting me with today? How can I approach that from my humanness so that I allow myself to really take it in and feel it and let it be in that intuitive heart? And then how can that divine in me inform my humanness as to how to work to make that better for others and for myself? We're in school. If you want to do well in school, all you really have to do is pay attention and follow the curriculum. So if you can concede that this may be true for us as individuals, certainly true for me as an individual, perhaps you can concede that globally that thing might be true as well. Is it possible that as a society, as a culture, as a planet, we are waking up? But how are we to wake up if we were never asleep? And so can we learn to embrace our sleeping selves, even those of us who are having nightmares, acting out our nightmares, throwing fits? We see that all around. Isn't that part of our consciousness too, if we're all one? The fit throwers and the nightmare makers are us too. So can we give them love? Can we give them acceptance? Can we allow our mutual growth by not shunning or fighting or shaming, in the same way that we don't shun or fight or shame ourselves now into being who we will be in the future? We work with it. It's all bringing us to where we are to be next. All your life has brought you to here. All your life is bringing you to your next expression of life. And individually, we can get a lot of peace if we're willing to see this and not tear ourselves up inside over everything we judge. I still judge a lot. Do you? I do. And instead, allow it all to help us feel into what is ours to do. To focus on that, not how to reject what doesn't appeal to us, but how to encompass, expand, transcend, and include. That's what we're here for. So I'm going to take a moment to lead us into a meditation from there. If you will, perhaps just close your eyes. Breathe into your deepest self. Feel your belly expand with a long, deep breath. And exhale. And begin to know that just as you feel that you are breathing in breath from out there, the truth is you are the breath. You are the breather. You are that is being breathed. Say that to yourself silently or out loud. I am. I am the one that's breathing. I am the breath itself. I am the life that's being breathed into me. There is no separation. An inhale is not better than an exhale. It's all necessary for life to keep happening. And if you will keep repeating to yourself this, I am. I am. Take one step back from the way we usually use I am. I am mad. I am ticked about this. I am not sure what's going on. I am afraid. We use the I am in all those ways. This is a possibility to use the I am as that which sees the fear, that which sees the anger, that which observes, and yet doesn't have to judge it. Just stands back a step and witnesses, ah, yes, there's the anger. That happens in human life. Ah, Yes, there's the judgment. That happens. Ah, yes. There is that compassion that wants to alleviate suffering. And we watch that too. All of that are the clouds that's moving across the sky of the I am. And this morning, just as you visualized yourself as the breath itself, if you can hold that that breath is the sky, the clear, blue, unmottled sky, which is never, ever gone. But is sometimes obscured by the clouds that we are looking through. If we can observe the clouds and say, yes, there's my human life, cloudy in all kinds of ways, beautiful clouds, fluffy clouds, strange, stretched out cirrus clouds, dark gray thunder clouds. And yet I am the sky. The clouds are what happen in me. But I am that clear blue sky, simply allowing. The sky doesn't grab onto clouds. The sky absolutely knows that they will pass, maybe slowly, maybe quickly, but they are all passing. And we don't hold on to the ones that feel good any more than we try to shove away the ones that don't feel good. We understand that more clouds are coming. And we trust that some of them will feel good and some of them will feel like thunderstorms. But we breathe in the peace of the I am regardless of what is going on. And perhaps we even reach a point where the thunderstorms themselves feel good or feel important. I'm learning from this. Can't wish it away. I can be present with it for the moment, knowing that it came to pass. I invite you to just continue. When thoughts cross your mind, when worries, when a yeah but comes up, yeah, but what about that guy? Yeah, but you don't understand how bad this hurts. Yeah. When those come up, see if you can take one step back and say, but I am. Behind and above. Not subject to. As the song says, not subject to changing moods or states of health or points of view. The I am that was here before any needs or phenomena. And after the death of every cloud in our sky, the I am is still who we are. My prayer for you in this moment is that when you step back into the I am that is witnessing, that you can feel the peace that that leaves in its wake. And it is from that very peace that we can touch into the intuitive heart that tells us what's mine to do, not selfishly, not from the roles that we're playing, not so we can get what we want, but so we are learning what is ours to learn. We are evolving in the ways that we are meant to. And as we do so, we are helping the whole world to transcend. I am. I am. Before Abraham was, I am. And as you begin to open your eyes and come back into the room, I invite you to keep that I am as a tool that you can use. Whenever you start to feel too caught up in whatever is going on, not to escape what's going on, but to remember, oh yes, I am the I am that is taking this curriculum. I can be present for it and not identify or buy into it. Present for the learning opportunity. I hope that's a tool that you can use.